families, welcome back once again. I hope you are well. I hope your day is good. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This video is about Burkina Faso Judicial System. There's a name of this news that I can't pronounce. So yes, I'll put it there if I can spell it. If not, just listen to it. Burkina Faso is going back to the olden days of solving problems. Because the government has come to conclusion that majority do not even take their cases to court. If you are African, you understand this more, because normally we consult the traditional elderly people and also the chiefs, especially when it comes to land. Somebody left a comment when I said that in Ghana, most of the land, or in Africa, most of the land belong to the family heads, and it's transferred to generation. Yes, and the person said it's wrong, but in Ghana, that's how we do it. All some part of Ghana, where I come from, that's what we do it. It is being handed over from generation to generation. If you want to sell your part, you can sell it. It's up to you. And so, when you take this case to court, how are they going to handle it? The family heads, the other hand, will know how to handle it, because they have everything in front of them from generation to generation. So the government wants them to take over and be doing that, but there are conditions attached to it. I've said a lot. Families, please listen, and I'll be back.
To bring justice closer to the people, we still remember the concept of Faso Bukore, which reflects Burkina Faso's desire to put into practice one of the ideals of the revolution. Faso Bukore, where the organization and implementation of traditional mechanisms for resolving disputes take place. It is the most recent Council of Ministers meeting that has brought this concept back into the spotlight. The explanations from the Minister of Justice in this summary by Sekou Zongo.
Faso Bukore was ultimately chosen as the official and designated name for the important law.
A return to roots and endogenous values is now more than ever a reality in Burkina Faso. A vision set forth by the Burkinabe executive, as evidenced by the adoption at the Council of Ministers on Thursday, September 4th, of the draft law on the organization and functioning of traditional dispute resolution mechanisms known as the Faso Bukore law. A sovereign decision that meets a dual need to comply with the Constitution revised on October 29, 2024, but above all, to officially recognize the mechanisms of social regulation.
From all the studies we have conducted at the Ministry of Justice, it turns out that only about 4 to 5% of social disputes are brought before the regular courts. We have almost 95 or 96% of our fellow citizens, our population, who still have more faith in these mechanisms than in the formal justice system.
Faso Bukore will be established in the sectors and villages, but be careful, this traditional jurisdiction is not limited to the usual administrative boundaries.
A Bukore may have authority over several Bukores because its boundaries are defined according to our customs and traditions, which do not correspond to the administrative divisions. That is an exception. Second exception, the parties may bring their case before a Bukore or Faso Bukore that is not the one of their place of residence, since the principle is to go to the Bukore of your home village or sector. In matters of rural land, for example, land disputes and such, the competent Bukore will be the one where the land is located. This is also in accordance with customs and traditions.
Referring a case to the Faso Bukore is optional, but to ensure impartiality and prevent abuse, avenues for appeal are provided.
This appeal process is also arranged according to customs and traditions. That is to say, if we are in communities where the sector chief, the traditional chief of the sector, is subordinate to a chief who is immediately above him, and this is recognized with relationships established according to customs and traditions, the appeal is made to the immediately superior traditional chief, who will then review and acknowledge the decision that was made. In societies where in fact there is no such organization, where there are connections between the traditional village chiefs and the higher level, the establishment of an appeals body is provided for. There are societies where you only have land chiefs who do not have a hierarchical superior, and at this level, a justice of the peace will intervene. This justice of the peace will sit together with other people as a panel to review the decisions that were made at first instance.
But should this be clarified? Faso Bukaure does not replace the conventional justice system. They are complementary on many levels.
First of all, in criminal matters, Faso Bukaure cannot take up such a case without first notifying the competent public prosecutor of Faso. And the competent public prosecutor examines the case, determines that Faso Bukaure is indeed qualified to resolve the issue, and that the resolution will not leave any disturbance to public order. He allows the parties to go before Faso Bukaure to resolve their issues.
Of course, since justice is a sovereign function of the state, a blatant decision by Faso Bukaure marked by partiality compels the formal justice system to intervene and correct the error. But what is the value of the decisions made by Faso Bukaure? Well, make no mistake about it, these decisions have undeniable legal value.
As soon as the decision is signed by the members of the Faso Bukaure, it becomes a judicial decision, and the state recognizes this decision. The state will assist in the enforcement of the decision rendered by the Faso Bukaure.
However, the Minister of Justice warns that the Faso Bukaure cannot impose prison sentences, nor can they carry out arrests, and even less so infringe upon the physical, moral, or psychological integrity of any party involved. Furthermore, there is no compensation provided for the members of Faso Bukaure. Therefore, they are not authorized to collect any fees of any kind, specifies Minister Edaso Rodriguez Bayala. Finally, this dispute resolution mechanism based on traditional methods has jurisdiction over all areas of life except for administrative matters.
Thank you so much, families, for listening and watching. Yes, so this is what they are going to do or what they are doing now. When it's very, very serious, yes, you can go to the court itself to deal with your case. But if it is something that the traditional ones can do it, why not? But they should not be partial. You heard it all. Family, there's another changes that the government has done in August, but I don't know the reason why they brought that news back again. How they have changed the districts and the territories and the administrations. Please listen once again and I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
Are now on the table of the Transitional Legislative Assembly, August 7, 2025. The public learns during the 8 p.m. news on Burkina Television about the change in the names of administrative districts and the reorganization of the national territory, decrees that concern provinces and regions. In the area of mobility, major achievements are also noted. June 18, 2025. The Council of Ministers, on the initiative of the Ministry in charge of mobility, adopts the creation of the Faso Airports Company, which brings together the missions of 3 entities: the Delegate for National Aeronautical Activities, the Project Management of Dancy Airport, and the Administrative Authority responsible for management and assistance at Nescol. The government's ambition is clear: to ensure better governance and improve the level of development in the aviation sector. To this is added the effective restructuring of Sutraco through recapitalization, with the state as the main shareholder. This is aimed at ensuring virtuous governance of the company. On August 11th, the head of government handed over the keys to 155 new buses to the Minister of State, Emile Zerbo. The realization of the head of state's commitment has provided the country with 530 buses at a cost of several tens of billions of CFA francs. Another major achievement to the credit of the ministry in charge of mobility is the nationalization of the CCVA, the Vehicle Inspection Center, with a change in status. The CCVA has become a state-owned company with the state now as the sole shareholder. Beyond its decrees, reforms and acquisitions, the Ministry of Territorial Administration and Mobility has achieved other gains over these years. Under the MPSR 2 for the well-being of the Burkinabe people.
Thank you so much, families, for listening and watching. So this is just a quick update that is going on in Burkina Faso. The airport and everything, I can't wait for them to be completed as well. I will leave you here. I've said a lot. Please, can they let us know? If you are African, how are they doing it where you are? If you are European or wherever you are, tell us how they are doing it, the system, the law, the court, and also the land that I talk about. Credit to BF1, Faso 7, RTB News, my VIPs, my kings and queens. Thank you so, so much, my returning families. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. Let us know where you are listening or watching from, and we will welcome you under the comment section. Recently, we have a lot of Indians joining us. You are so welcome, and I hope you understand what is going on here, because sometimes my English is not good. So, but I know YouTube is trying to translate the news in different languages as well. So hopefully they will translate it at your side and you understand what is going on. So thank you for doing that. God bless you all. And I'll be back with another news from Mali as well. See you soon, my families. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed. Bye bye. I hope it's good as well because I can't see myself.